Last night, my wife and I had a small disagreement. She wanted to attend a party her friends had been planning for weeks. I wasn't comfortable with the idea. It wasn't about control. I simply had a bad feeling. I told her that directly, but she brushed me off, saying I was being overprotective. In the end, she dressed up and left without much more to say. I sat in the living room as the hours passed, the ticking clock filling the silence. Doubts ran through my mind, questions I couldn't shake. What mattered so much at that party that my feelings could be ignored? I didn't call, didn't text. I stayed quiet, letting disappointment weigh heavier than anger ever could. It was nearly 2 a.m. when she finally returned. The scent of perfume and alcohol lingered as she came through the door, laughter from her friends still trailing in her voice. I looked at her once but said nothing. She noticed my silence but walked straight to bed without explanation. That night, I didn't sleep. My mind spun with one thought. If my concerns didn't matter, what did that say about our marriage? Morning came. I expected her to carry on as if nothing happened. Instead, she was up early cooking breakfast. I watched her move around the kitchen. She looked tired, hesitant. When she finally sat across from me, she couldn't meet my eyes. Then, in a quiet voice, she admitted she had been selfish. The party that seemed important the night before now felt meaningless. She said the music, the laughter, even her friends couldn't shake the guilt that followed her all night. She apologized, not only for going but for making me feel like my voice didn't matter in our relationship. Her words trembled with honesty. For the first time in a long while, I saw her vulnerability. I didn't forgive her instantly. I told her apologies weren't enough. Actions would matter more. Respect in marriage meant valuing each other's feelings, even when we didn't agree. Tears welled in her eyes as she promised to change, to think of us instead of only herself. That morning, as we ate together, the tension eased just slightly. It wasn't a perfect solution, but it was a beginning. She realized that trust and respect couldn't be cast aside for a few hours of fun. In the days that followed, I noticed her effort, asking for my input, including me in her plans, making sure our choices were shared. Looking back, that night could have created a divide between us. Instead, it opened a door to honesty. My silence spoke louder than anger ever could. What surprised me most wasn't her apology. It was seeing her finally understand that marriage isn't about winning or losing. It's about valuing the heart of the person beside you. That morning, we chose reconciliation over resentment. And in that choice, our bond grew stronger than before.